What's up, guys? It's Ty here, and today I want to talk to you guys about some big NBA news that has been happening lately. So, as you guys know, this Thursday is the trade deadline for the NBA, and DeMarcus Cousins went to the Pelicans, so there's already been some very big news. But this video is going to deal with my favorite team, the Boston Celtics. And this little man right here, Isaiah Thomas, this little freaking beast, decided to tweet out the eyes emoji. You guys have seen it already if you guys know about this. And basically, he did that right before the Celtics signed Al Horford. So people are believing, the Celtics got a big trade, and I thought it too, but nothing really happened yesterday. But I do believe a deal is coming soon, and there are four main players. There's like PJ Tucker, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. There are four main people that could be potential trade places, like four here, who we could get. They are Paul George, Jimmy Butler, Carmelo Anthony, and Blake Griffin. Now, the main one I do not want is the main two, really. I don't really want Melo or Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin is like the one I do not want. I mean, the only way I would want him is for rebounding purposes, because the Celtics don't have any rebounders, really. Freaking Avery Bradley is our top rebounder, and he's a shooting guard. So, all right. I'm going to talk about each player, and then I'll tell you guys at the end which one I believe that we should get. And I first want to talk about Jimmy Butler, because Jimmy Butler is getting the main talk right now that he will be moving to the Celtics. So I believe, obviously, the Celtics have the Nets first-round pick for this year, and they have it next year too, so they could always throw that in as well, which I think we have to throw that in if we get another player here. Again, I'll talk about him soon, obviously. But I believe that to get Jimmy Butler, it can get rid of, all right? Gotta get rid of Jaylen Brown, because that's a big asset. Jaylen Brown, the first-round pick from the Nets, and maybe Marcus Smart. That might be too much. That actually might be too much. I know it doesn't sound like that, but that first-round pick for the Nets is a very good pick. So, him, Jaylen Brown, and let's get rid of Zeller, because he's got a lot of cap. So, him, Zeller, and a first-round pick for Jimmy Butler, because Jimmy Butler is 27. He's a very star player, but if not, you could always throw Marcus Smart. I really don't want to get rid of Avery Bradley in any of these trades, because, okay, here's for Jimmy Butler, right? Get this. Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Jimmy Butler, Al Horford, or, Amir Johnson and Al Horford. We really need to get a power forward, though. So if Blake Griffin did come, it'd be Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Jay Crowder, Blake Griffin, and Al Horford. That's actually not that bad, honestly. But I feel like Jay Crowder, maybe they'll get rid of Jay Crowder as well. I doubt it, but Jay Crowder would become a very good sixth man, in my opinion. Or we could trade Jay Crowder and, like, Amir Johnson, like a package deal for, like, some sort of center, like a good one. Move Al Horford to the 4, and then have a decent rebounding center. Like, hey, how about this, all right? How about Crowder, and Amir Johnson, and maybe 2 seconds or something like that for Jokic from the Nuggets. That'd be perfect. I would be so happy with that. Or maybe even get rid of the 2018 first round pick. So that's what I feel like for Jimmy Butler. I feel like Jimmy Butler is going to be the top. Like, he would be the most likely to get the trade going, which I don't mind, honestly, as a fan. So I feel like that's going to be the most likely one. The next one, let's talk about Melo. Melo, I was a little bit upset seeing that, but depends, right? If they give up what they give up for, like, Jimmy Butler or, like, Paul George, then I'd be upset. But I feel like with Melo, you don't have to give up as much. Obviously, you got to give up the Nets first rounder, but I feel like you can just get rid of Jay Crowder. I don't know if you can, like, I feel like it'd be like Jay Crowder, that Nets first rounder, and then I don't know, really. Like, honestly, maybe Smart. I wouldn't mind that. Maybe Rozier. If we can get rid of Rozier, that'd be nice. But I like Rozier. Rozier's good enough. But I think Jay Crowder, that Brooklyn first rounder, and Marcus Smart would be good enough for Melo, which I would be okay with. That's not really getting rid of our future. I mean, I guess Marcus Smart was our number 6 pick, but if you don't have to get him, because remember with DeMarcus Cousins, they get rid of Buddy Hield in like a mid first rounder, so anything's possible. So don't, you know what I'm saying? So don't really bash on me. Blake Griffin, I don't know what trade you could really do for him, honestly. Maybe it'd be like Jaylen Brown, the first rounder, and like Amir. I wouldn't mind that either. I mean, that'd be nice, but Blake Griffin, I don't know. He's my least favorite target out of all of them. And finally, Paul George. We're going to talk about Paul George. Now, you're going to have to give up the most for Paul George, but I feel like Paul George would be the most beneficial to the team. He is the best player out of all of them, honestly. He can score and play defense, so that is what the Celtics really need scorers, but he can score like he probably score better than Isaiah Thomas, but he can play defense in the fourth quarter, which Isaiah Thomas cannot. Now, I do really want to keep Avery Bradley, so I would get rid of Marcus Smart again. Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown. All right, so Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, the Brooklyn first rounder, and maybe even the Brooklyn first rounder next year. All of that for Paul George, or if you can just get rid of 2 second rounders, that'd be nice. But if you could keep Avery Bradley, but if not, if you can't keep Avery Bradley, get rid of Avery Bradley and keep Marcus Smart. Don't give up everything. Maybe the first 2 picks, I don't know. It's 2 Brooklyn Nets picks, which are going to be amazing picks worth it. Because we could always make a blockbuster deal next year too, you know what I'm saying, if you have that pick. So, I don't know. And the person who I feel like the Celtics should go for is Paul George. I feel like Paul George is the best player out of all of them. And I really want to see Paul George in a Celtics jersey. I'd definitely buy one. I know that. Maybe an Isaiah. But what I most likely think is going to happen is Jimmy Butler. So just listen to this. Okay, Isaiah Thomas at the 1, Avery Bradley at the 2, Paul George at the 3, Amir Johnson at the 4, Al Horford at the 5. We need to fix that Amir Johnson, so maybe honestly, we need to try to make another trade to get like another center. If we really want to compete this year, we got to get a rebounder. We need someone to freaking rebound, because our top rebounder is, again, our shooting guard, and I really want to keep Avery Bradley. So, yeah, guys, Paul George. The Celtics should try to trade for Paul George. Most likely it'll be the Jimmy Butler, but most likely, or what I mostly want is Paul George. So if you guys like this video, make sure you guys like and comment and subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. We can do more of these NBA like trade deadline talks. I can do more of this stuff, guys, like update you guys like the real life sports world. Don't worry, I could definitely do stuff like that because I really enjoy talking about this stuff. So again, I will see you guys in the next video I make, and have a good day, and hopefully the Celtics get a really good player. Later.